Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Oh God.
It works.
I think it's.
I think we're live.
I think we are live.
Ooh.
How's it going, guys?
Hello, hello. Can you confirm the tubeless tire on a tubeless designed rim?
Welcome to our InMotion P6 Q&A live stream. Zach couldn't make it because he died going 93 yesterday.
Wow, way to steal my joke.
But how many people do we have in here? We have
55.
55. So some of us are still waking up because we had a late night yesterday.
We did? No, we didn't. We had lots of. No, we had an early night. What are you talking about? Don't spread false rumors. We had a very early night. I saw the first question there from EUC Me. Can you confirm tubeless tire on a tubeless designed rim? You okay, bro?
You're jumping into the question so fast.
I just want to. I'm eager. I'm eager.
to just go into
They're
questions.
eager too.
You want to do like ASMR? Like,
Wait, let me-
hello, welcome.
You should
Welcome
eat.
to the Zen Zone.
Welcome to the Lens Zone. I think I prefer Primo's, but how does
Lenzo.
because Primo calls him Lenzy?
Oh, I see.
How's the volume of our mics? Let us know if it's too loud, too quiet. How's it going, Trung? What's up, Law?
Yo, Law's in here. Hi, Law.
I think What Up is that Josh?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's Josh.
Joshua Prules?
Yeah, what's up? What's up, Eli? I cannot wait for all you guys to try the P6.
At 93 miles per hour.
And
So the P6 only has one speed. You have to go to 93 wherever you go.
it's 0 or 93.
Yeah, there's no acceleration.
Instantaneous.
Yeah. And you gotta hold it for the whole ride.
That's what everybody on Facebook
Yeah.
thought, at least.
93 or bust.
Yeah. And you don't need gears, what everybody thought.
Oh, yeah, no gear.
Yeah.
No gear going 47 miles per hour. It's chump change.
What time is it over there? It's 8 p.m.
8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. for Eastern.
Okay.
What? What do you guys want to know?
I feel like we can just start with the questions,
Yeah.
and if then we'll start talking about our thoughts as the questions, in between some of the questions, and as those fade. So let us know what you guys want to know. We're gonna answer things one by one, and then we'll start going into some writers' thoughts a little later in the stream.
I would love to have a sound pack that's made by me.
Wake up, Brian.
Brian's so dead.
My caffeine isn't working.
Take your 200 milligram pills. Let's go. Let's fucking go. So you want to start from the top with your questions?
Let's see.
Top.
The very top.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's a way. Oh, I can't like scroll up in this, right? On the stream.
Not on the stream, but you can scroll up on your
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah. That's one benefit of like screen sharing this section. I can go like this and highlight. But let's see. What is one of the first questions we got?
Tubeless.
Tubeless?
Yeah, I think that was the first one.
Yes. Tubeless tire
Please be careful.
on the P6.
We tried, but that's why Zach isn't here.
Yes, tubeless tire. Of course. You can
On
also
a
do.
tube-
Well, I mean, I would say that the stock tire is a tubeless tire and it's installed without a tube. But I personally haven't looked at the rim yet, so I can't say for certain. But we've had no problems with tubeless installations.
We have been running tubeless the whole time.
Michelin Pilot Streets.
Michelin and the stock.
Yeah.
Yeah, we even dented the rim on purpose a few times, and it resealed pretty well.
Yeah. And
So-
you literally just like rolled your finger on it. And then
Yeah, I
just
rolled my
reseals.
finger. I'd like hit it a little, and it kind of like clogged it. Yeah.
What other questions are there? Where are we? What's the size of the tire of the P6? You know, this morning I was looking at some Russian chats, and then some guy had done a pedal, like an overlay that they'd like to do, where they make like one piece that they know is the same size, and they do like that GIF where it swaps between them.
Oh, you're talking about the Oryx?
No. So there's the Oryx one, but this morning someone did a V12S pedal relative to the P6 pedal because they're like the same pedal size.
Yeah.
And then he came up with the conclusion that it was a 12-inch rim
Oh my god.
because the rim sizes look the same.
So there's a
So
GIF of it being the same as the Oryx, and there's a GIF of it being the same as the V12S.
Yeah, so they took the Oryx and they made the tire size, assuming the tire size is the same, and they're like, wow, the P6 is bigger than an Oryx. But no, it's we're running the 80/90 and 90/90 14 Michelin tires, so it definitely is not a V14 sized wheel, nor is it an Oryx sized wheel.
Same wheel size as like a Master.
Yeah, Master, Commander, Pro, like the most common size
Yeah.
known to man, EUC man, I guess.
What's the size of the tire on the P6? What is the stock? The stock tire isn't
I think-
decided yet, right? We're still.
I think they're still testing a couple different sizes, but it's roughly in that range, like, you know, the typical 2.75 14, 80/90, 90/90, somewhere around that range is safe to say.
Yeah. Let's see. Welcome to the InMotion Zone. Where can I get those fancy leathers?
Yeah, the
I've
fancy
gotten that
levers.
question a lot. Like a lot of people are like, "Is this going to be available on the website? All this, all."
Does it sell with the wheel as an accessory?
Does the first 100 people get the leather suit? That'd be a crazy a free gift.
It'd be a really hard free gift.
It would be
Like,
because
leather suits are so custom fit.
I think people just think it's like, oh, can I get the small size or the medium size? Like,
It's a bit different than a t-shirt, you know?
yeah.
But
Yeah, we've had to get them tailored now, a couple times.
yeah, because for the safety of the people who are riding, trying to test the top speed, we basically ordered custom leather suits for them, but they're adapted from a motorcycle position. So, like, you know, anybody who's bought, I guess, racing leathers knows that, like, you know, your arms are like this. You're meant to be bent over. So when you're standing on I think someone knocked on the door. And maybe that's Zach. So when you're standing on a unicycle, you might feel restricted because, you know, it's not meant to be standing straight up. Oh, nice t-shirt, Zach. I like it. It's very... Ooh, there's some food. Have some fun.
A new challenger has arrived.
Yeah, so I was saying the motorcycle suit. So we've had to make some like we gave them the measurements of Zach and Maxwell so that we can try to get one that fits as best as they can. But it still wasn't perfect, so we had to bring it to a tailor and try to like optimize it a little bit for EUC riding. But no, I think if it were to be a something that you could purchase as an accessory, I think it'd be a little difficult just because they're so form fit.
All right. This one's a good question. Where did it go? I just saw it.
Right there.
Proclaimed, EUC Me says, proclaimed as a 93 mile per hour wheel, will the batteries be the same in production models? So, I like how I think people think this because when I did the Bigot race run, it was not on stock batteries. So there's this implication that it won't be the same as a production model. I will say yes, it will be the same as the production model.
I mean, there's also a lot of people I see online about, like, you know, with the V13, you have to like unlock the speed or like the fancy mode or like apply to have the top end speed. I think we can say that there's no plan to do anything along those lines. So whoever gets the wheel could technically do it. But as we're finding out with our attempts, it's not as easy as just leaning. which I guess Zach and Max can talk about their experience yesterday.
It was a great experience.
You need the mic.
You need the mic.
Okay, my Kiwi.
Zach is still waking up.
It was very sad yesterday. We were all excited. Did not go as planned.
No. But we celebrated.
We did celebrate.
It's the small victories we need to celebrate.
I think a lot of people online think it's a lot simpler than it actually is.
Just find a road and go.
Just lean forward,
Yeah.
But, there's a lot of factors that go into trying to hit these speeds in a safe manner. I don't think a lot of people are just going to be able to go up to 80, 90 miles per hour on a whim. At least for us, when we're trying to get these speed runs in, trying to get some Racebox GPS stats, like we're trying to find some optimal conditions, like, a road that's straight enough, that's flat enough, that's devoid of potholes and cars.
Dude, the cars.
And
oh my god.
and most importantly, the one that it doesn't have a lot of crosswind as well. So
Also the cars that are by the people who brought you.
you want to talk about that one, Max?
Yeah. Yesterday we were just gonna do one run because it was starting to get dark and there's a lot more traffic, and we start before this light, maybe like 200 feet before a light, and we wait for the cars to stop at the red, and we go and there's no traffic past them. That way there's nothing to stop us, and then all the cars are behind us. And Albert is ahead of the light, waiting for us to go.
I'm ahead of the light just so I don't have to run a red light.
Yes, and he has a camera on the back, so he's trying to record us. And we start going, we go through the light, and he doesn't realize we're going, so we pass him. So then because of that, he comes up, like I'm going like 65, 70, and he comes up on my left, close enough that the air from the car sucks me over. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it was pretty scary, but we survived.
Yeah.
To be fair, to my defense, there was two plans. The first plan would be, if the lane was clear, they were going to just go for it and go straight through the red light, and then I would get up my speed just so we could film them. Then the second plan was, if a car happens to block the lane, they would just stop at the red light, and then they would go for it after the car's gone, or when the next red light cycle happens. And as they were coming down the hill, I was getting ready to go, and then a car pulled out. And so I was like, oh, the car pulled out. That means they're going to stop. And then they didn't stop.
No.
Yeah, so it was unfortunate.
There was a lot of confusion prior because
There's
we
a lot
were
of
communicating on
confusion.
the walkie-talkie with some of the team members when we're going to go. They were telling us to go when it was unsafe, and we were telling them we want to go when it's safe.
Yeah.
And we weren't getting confirmation. So we did the best we did, of course.
Yeah.
I think we also failed to mention we dodged some potholes on that road.
Yes.
There's a lot.
There was a lot.
Oh.
And trying to make quick maneuvers in like the 70s, 80 mile an hour region, you lose a lot of stability. Like even shifting your hands causes you to move around.
Yeah.
So I guess Zenli was right, your gear will get caught by the wind.
the ridges on the Alpine stars.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely play into aerodynamics. I think if
Zenli's in the
Oh,
chat.
he's
no.
Zenli has arrived.
Yeah. By the way, Max is not 130 pounds. He's somewhere in the 110s, 105.
Can't you tell?
Yeah.
Way to call me fat.
But he's got bigger balls than you, boy.
Oh.
And more podiums.
Oh.
All right. So I'm already starting to see questions about the battery size and different things. We're not going to try to ignore these questions, but we don't have permission to release everything. But the point of this live stream is to try to make you guys as happy as we can make you guys with the circumstance that we're in. So yeah, some specs will not be said during the stream, but we will try to answer everything that we can. PV Rider says, you guys stay in which part of China? We are in Shenzhen, where the InMotion headquarters is.
Should have done this in my room. We got a better view.
It's true.
Yeah.
Are we looking at the view?
Show them the view. It's a beautiful city.
It is a beautiful city.
It's very tropical.
To add to that is, actually, you didn't even have the mic on, but Zach was saying in our room, because me and Zach share a room, our window faces like the street, and it is, like, I haven't figured out why, but it's just so satisfying to my eyeballs to look at it. Like, if you break it down, it's just like a street, a metro, high rises, like nothing special to it. Like, there's no crazy beautiful sunset or like landscape or anything, but just something about it geometrically and aesthetically just works for my eyeballs. So in our room, we actually turn the couch around to face the window. And every time me and Zach come home from the office, we literally just sit there and absorb the view and chat.
It's like watching a real life Roku. If you have a Roku at
Oh,
home and you just
screensaver?
yeah, if you had
That's awesome.
the Roku screensaver is just always there.
Yeah. Or it's like the lo-fi music on YouTube.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Like the coffee shop, and there's just like some small movements. But yeah, no, it's really, really scenic. Here, go back to you.
Eli says, "Did you hit 93?" So
We signed an NDA. Though I can say we celebrated yesterday.
So we still want to do some proper racebox GPS speeds. We haven't hit quite the limits of this device yet. It's not as easy as just going outside the office,
Did you post
hopping
your
on the road, and simply going on the streets. So like around Shenzhen, it's very busy traffic-wise. There's not many straight roads. There's a lot of trees covering racebox GPS reception. So
Wait,
we have to find a proper
Are we not
place.
allowed to say the GPS we got?
No, we can say the GPS we
yeah.
got. It's not the full speed.
No
So
PWM.
yeah, we
or-
can say the PWM.
And for battery percentage. Not.
Yeah.
that's
We,
fine.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we can say
Yeah.
those things.
Well, I guess to give some context of how fast this wheel is, I hit 78 miles an hour racebox GPS at 80% battery and less than or equal to 80% PWM.
80% battery resting. So
So
when
it's
you-
probably sagging some, yeah.
yeah, it's probably sagging to like 60-50%, when
Yeah,
you're
so with 100% battery,
Theoretically.
theoretically.
it can go much faster.
Well, you will be able to have less PWM. Yeah.
Less
same-
sag,
Same thing.
higher
that-
voltage, yeah.
Yeah. So far, I think what we've hit so far is 78 GPS, but it still has more in it to
What
go.
was the display speed at 70 GPS?
It was like 86, so it was pretty inflated.
So we do have we brought like nine Michelin tires, I think it was, in total, just because we like Michelins, and so we have a couple wheels that are fitted with the 90/90 size, and then a couple tires that are fitted with the 80/90 size, and in our testing, I think the 90/90 size is like 4% offset, so like between the display and racebox GPS. And then on the 80/90, because the circumference is smaller, the difference I think is like 9% or 10%,
Yeah.
roughly around there, just ballparking.
Yeah.
Yeah, without any exact math, but it's around that point.
Yeah, so the 90/90 will be more accurate. I lost my place.
Eat that.
Eat it. Kanji? You want a kanji? Eat it. It came with a spoon.
DN Tem HMN 117 says voltage, safe top speed for a 200-pound rider. So I think one interesting thing about all three of us as test riders is that we're all at different weights. Max is 110, soaking wet, full gear.
With a full stomach.
Yeah. Okay, so Max is like 140. Zach is 170?
155.
155. Okay, so you guys are pretty similar.
Like 170 with gear.
170 with gear.
170 with gear. So I'm about 200 pounds with gear.
Wow, you're a big boy.
I am big boy. So also I have a lot of leverage over the wheel, so I can definitely pull a lot of energy out of the wheel. So, once.
He's low-key calling us short.
And calling himself
So
fat.
anyway, we're gonna have different PWM ratings and different speed capable of different weights and stuff like that. So I haven't quite gotten the chance to do my full speed runs yet, but I definitely will plan to do so at some point on this trip when the time allows. I will be here towards the end of the month. Me and Zach and Albert will be, and then Max is leaving a little bit shorter. He's gonna be
Leave
leaving
on Monday.
Yeah, so today's Saturday here, so he's gonna be leaving in about 2 days.
If Max's boss is watching this channel, please extend his vacation. Look at this boy. He's having so much fun here.
I wish it worked like that.
It does work like that. It does.
Didn't they say that there was some public outcry, like 4 governments came down the last couple of days?
Something like that.
Something like that.
Kind of
It
scared
works.
Kind of scared us of politics.
If you can bring down government, you can bring down your boss.
Josephie says you all certified. I believe it is the goal of InMotion to make every single unicycle moving forward to have UL certification.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So V12, V9 has been UL certified, right?
That's, I think, avocado. That's milk tea.
Uh,
I think Tiffany has a good one there. We never introduced ourselves.
It's avocado.
We just got into it with your ASMR talking.
ASMR talking. You went straight into the question.
Okay,
You
I'm
made
sorry.
it
Sorry.
question mode.
Let's start with Mr.
No, you introduce yourself first.
I think we should go from like one side to the other. Like we shouldn't start from the middle.
Fine. All right. So, I am Brian. I am a unicycle racer, but I have not been doing so much racing this year.
Are you a professional unicycle racer?
He's podiumed before, so
I've had some
yeah.
podiums. I've had some podiums.
Podiums make you a professional.
I
So
thought so.
I guess some of my stats, although not as impressive as Zach and Maxwell here, I've got 3rd place overall for the Electrify season last year. I've gotten in 1st place for one of the Electrify races, an amped race. I've gotten in a few podiums. And here I am testing the P6. I have been doing some testing throughout my trips here in China. I got to try the P6 a little bit a few months ago when I was here, so I've seen the P6 come a pretty far way in its development.
What's your favorite color?
My favorite color?
Yeah.
I don't know if you can tell, but I like the color blue.
What's your favorite food?
My favorite food? Steak.
Steak. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, are you
We're
going
gonna get
to
steak after this.
Yeah?
Yeah, I told them this tonight. We're gonna make a plan. We're gonna get that Wagyu steak.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
nice.
we gotta take it easy there, but we'll get some steak.
Okay.
That's our celebration. So, if we end the live stream quickly, it's because we're hungry and we want steak.
I've been riding unicycles since 2020 as well. So
That's a good data point.
yeah.
It's
So
a long time.
yeah, I've been in it for a little bit. Any other things that should be mentioned?
What's the
What's your-
fastest speed you've gone?
What's your
Fast.
mom's name?
What's your mom's maiden?
They're trying to get my security questions.
What's your pet's name?
Yeah. What's your first car model? Make and model?
The fastest I've gone is the 74.5 on the Bigote race. So I'm looking forward to achieving higher speeds
It'll be easy.
on different wheels.
It felt very easy.
Yeah,
With
yeah.
the right conditions.
74.5 GPS with the Bigote race 40 PL at 100% PWM at level 9 field weakening.
With Albert's eyeballs wide open.
Yeah. If you haven't seen that reel on my Instagram, that's a very funny reaction we got from Albert.
It wasn't a reaction. It was genuine care and concern.
I was, when I was done with that speed run, I was like, I think I could hit 80. I'm like, ready. And then Albert looked at me. He's like, you hit 100. I think you should chill.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I think you're right. Let's stop it there. Okay, I think that's enough for my introduction.
I guess my name is Albert. I used to like racing, and then I went to SoCal and realized how much better they are than I am. And then I decided that I would, help racers do their best and be a technical person in the background. I've been riding EUC since 2021, since COVID. What else? I weigh 240 pounds.
Maybe talk about your work history a little bit, where you started to now.
Yeah, so I basically followed the path of electric dreams, and I worked with EVs and e-wheels, and now here I am at InMotion. Yeah, no, I love the passion. I love the sport. I love everything to do with unicycles. Hey, Melvin's in here. Voro Motors. Yeah. So, what else? What else did you say? Favorite color? Purple. Yeah. No, I guess because I have these guys testing the wheels, there's no reason for me to test it because, I'm not as skilled as they are. So I'd rather be behind the camera, taking photos and videos, translating with the engineer to make sure they're all safe, looking at all the data, communicating any issues they have, blocking the road, doing the walkie-talkies, At the end of the day, it's I'm here to facilitate their experience and let them kind of exemplify their skill sets here in China.
All right, I'm Max. I am a professional racer. Yeah, my favorite color is orange.
Is that all you could say?
Show me your nails.
Oh, nails from Heidi Lau.
Heidi Lau is a hot pot place here that does a lot of things.
They even do nails and hand massages.
And DJ parties.
Oh.
And
It was not a hand massage. It was an exfoliation of your hand.
Oh, okay. I don't know the difference.
That's when they scrub off all the dead skin cells and make your hand super smooth.
They were pretty smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what else.
talk about your podiums.
I guess
Your racer portfolio.
I've been riding since 2023. Yeah, so a little over 2 years now. I raced ERL. I started with Brian my first race. He beat me.
That'll be the last time.
That was my motivation. So all the ERLs, I went to every single one. Did TEF 1. My wheel broke at TEF 1, the SoCal one, Winchester.
Talk about your wheel. I don't know if everyone knows about your
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I have a weird wheel. Initially it was a 134 volt Commander Pro that I quickly outgrew. Hitting 50 was not enough. I'd beep it even on the short tracks. So I took the motherboard from a Commander GT Pro, stuffed it in the tray. I had to extend the motherboard tray so it would fit. I built up some custom P42A packs, threw it together, and converted it to 168 volt, where I've hit 67 GPS on it, which now seems so slow.
Relativity's a bitch.
Yeah, so that helped a lot with my ability to lean and actually do well in races. But yeah.
Maxwell was also first place overall ERL winner of the season last year.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I slept in the same bed as this guy during one of the races.
And I won the next day. I don't think you'll ever let me do that again. What'd you say? You have to sleep with the winner to be the winner. Yeah. My name is Zach. I'm not here against my will. I am. A lot of people said I was taken here hostage, but I'm not. I really like riding electric unicycles. I kind of devoted most of this year towards racing and teaching people how to ride, which has been a lot of fun. I've been riding since 2000. I was gonna say 19, but it feels like 2020. Right during COVID, I started in off-road. That's where I really find the joy in the sport. I ride a lot with my father, which is a lot of fun, and I'm glad it brought us closer together. We even got my mom to ride, my uncle, and my aunt. We still haven't got my sister to ride, but we're gonna work on that. I enjoy racing a lot, but the biggest reason why I go to those events is to bring me closer to like-minded people who enjoy this sport as much as I do. When I say like-minded, I mean like the people who are addicted to adrenaline and like, you know, the fun natural adrenaline. And I've met a lot of awesome people along the way that I can call my family, even these guys here. I don't care about winning the races. I just enjoy having fun with those people. My favorite color is red, and some days it can be green.
I will say though, if you just as a quick shout out, is if you enjoy the sport and you want to spread the love with, you know, other people by teaching them how to ride, whether it's your family, friends, or strangers. I don't know where Zach ran off to, but shout out to Christine and Lisa, who is currently running or getting ready to run Electrify Expo. They are holding the torch while me and Brian are here busy with the P6. And it's definitely not an easy job. It's quite tiring, but it's quite rewarding because they're teaching thousands of people every weekend.
Zen Lee donated $10. Respect to all of you risking it for the P6 speed test. Stay safe out there and keep pushing the limits. You're making history for the community. Thank you, Lindsay. Very nice of you. You know, I want to add one more thing about racing. Like Zach brought up a good point of why he does the racing. I think a lot of people are hesitant to go to their first race because they think that they don't have a chance at winning. I think that holds back a lot of people from going to their first race. And I always encourage people to go not because you have a chance at winning, but to experience the, just like Zach was saying, the healthy adrenaline, or I like to say like the healthy level of stress of, you know, them calling your name, lining up, all this like adrenaline and this like almost anxiety that you feel, I think is very healthy for people to experience and go through the process of. So I always recommend people to go to races, you know, not because you think you have the skill to win or this or that, but just to improve your overall mindset and skill. You will come out as a different person at the end of each race.
Yeah, don't solely focus on winning. Focus on going to hang out with your friends and go on the track for a few hours. It's all about fun.
Improving yourself.
Yeah.
Becoming a better person and a racer, and there's a lot of aspects that I feel like gets improved with each race that you go to. And I've been through maybe 20 races, give or take, and every race still is, you know, a bit scary for me to go through and experience. You know, there's still that stress and anxiety that I feel. So there's a lot of people that think that it's like, you know, no big deal for a lot of like veteran racers that have been through it a lot. I think every race I still get those
Jitters?
Those jitters, yeah. I think Max same
yeah.
as well.
Oh yeah. Every race, it's like your heart. You're just adrenaline packed, and yeah, you just don't know what's gonna happen. There's always that uncertainty, and it's what brings me back to it. It's that feeling, right as you go out on the track, right when you're about to start. And then once it starts, it all fades.
That's true. As soon as like it's like you're lining up and they're like race is ready, and it's probably the peak of my like anxiety. And then as soon as the green light goes, like I don't have time or any space in my brain to think about any of that. I am just focused on going.
You lock in, and then it's just fully in it. You're all in.
Another thing though, talking about prizes is like the guys here are on a different level of racing, but I don't let that discourage you, because like TEF1 has that specific race category. They have a sportsman class, so there's multiple different classes where you can race with people who are similar kind of skill level or class as you are, and so you don't have to worry about, you know, getting lapped by Maxwell Berger. And it's a good experience. Like, when can you go on these world-class tracks if not for TEF1?
Ooh, yeah, I'm excited for Sonoma, yeah. It's going to be a fun track. Wish we could do the the Winchester K1 circuit again too.
Yeah, that's a really sick
Yeah.
track.
That was a really nice track.
Yeah, compared to AVS, that track is falling apart every
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have AVS and Tef1 coming up later this year, and if you can only make one of them, I highly suggest Tef1. It's definitely the higher quality track to make, but AVS still holds a special spot in my heart. All right, continue with the questions.
Let's continue.
All right, let's see. Do I drink coffee or tea? I drink both. Let's see. Top speed, voltage, battery size, suspension travel, adjustable pedal height. Top speed, I mean, whether you're talking about GPS or display speed is yet to be known. That is
Display speed's known.
93 miles per hour. It's a really sick free spin speed, guys. No, I'm just kidding. That is definitely the goal. Is suspension travel known?
No.
All right. Adjustable pedal height is probably the first thing when I saw the P6, a few months ago. I'm like, man, I really wish that this had adjustable pedal height. So it just similar to like the Sherman L and like Leaperkim wheels, it does not have that adjustable pedal height. And then it was a little bit too late in the development for them to make that change. But as what they could do is that they changed the height of the what's it called, like the pedal, not the hanger overall,
Bracket,
but
I guess where it,
where the pedal hanger, like not the hangers moved, but where it holds the pedal got moved up and down.
Think of it like the lowering brackets that you get on Leaperkim wheels, where like the bracket stays in the same place, but then like E-Rides has like the really low version or like whatever.
Yeah. So there's I tried different heights and I picked a height that made the wheel feel nimble but also still felt stable. So it was a little bit too low before. And the InMotion engineers liked it at that low setting because it made it feel stable. But from me trying to do carves or cornering, it just didn't feel like the wheel wanted to tilt over enough. So I requested them to raise it, and I think it feels a lot more maneuverable and enjoyable at that height. So there has been thought, even though there is no adjustable pedal height, there has been different testing at different heights. And I am happy with the height that it is currently, and I think the other guys is as well.
Yeah, for how big the wheel is, it's very nimble.
Yeah. I think if you get a lot of things right, from like the center gravity of the wheel, where the pedal height is, even the firmware, there's a lot of things that can be done to make a heavier wheel feel light. So like a Master Pro is a heavy wheel that feels heavy. In comparison.
I will say that like when we went onto that rock garden a couple days ago, my first impression was like, this is way more nimble than I expected to be in a rock garden. Mm-hmm. Not saying that that's the intended purpose. Like it's not an off-road.
This is an off-road wheel, guys. Look at it.
But I mean, it did way better than I expected it to do.
Yeah, I was really impressed. The suspension's very poppy, so the high rebound we had on it really made it easy to jump over the big chunk.
Okay.
I enjoyed taking it off road, but yeah, don't do it. It's I say that because the battery boxes, they're more susceptible to hitting the rocks. The suspension's more tuned for street, but wow, we had a lot of fun going down that rock garden, and it was some chunky terrain too. I would really like to hit some jumps on it just to say we did it, but we probably
you did that jump off that.
That's not a jump.
Oh.
I mean like an actual.
Oh, okay.
Dirt jump.
Yeah, maybe we can. I don't know.
Find a place.
If we're on good behavior, can you take us out to that?
Yeah, please. I really want it.
Cyberwheel says weight. We're not going to disclose weight during this live stream. Rim size, although, is the 14-inch rim size. So, 80/90, 90/90 tire, 18x3 tires, etc.
Can we talk about throwing it down the stairs?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm going to show footage of that later. Let's get through the questions.
Okay.
Let's get through the questions, and then we'll talk about the destruction. You want to talk about it now, Zach?
That was a fun day.
Yeah, it was.
We can talk about it. We can talk about it.
Okay. So we did a lot of testing. It's not just writing testing. And one of the tests that we did was a destructive day to see how well it holds up in crashing like scenarios. So maybe I'll pull up some footage here in a second. But it was a pretty fun day.
You seem really excited.
Yeah, let's
It
let
was the
Zach talk
happiest
about
day
it.
of my life, Brian, and you're downplaying it. How often do you get to purposely destroy a wheel? And I can't imagine any other scenario where you couldn't do that. So,
I mean, if you have lots and lots of money and you just.
oh yeah, of course. You know, I thought it'd be really easy to break this wheel, but no, we had to have 4 hands on this thing, throwing it at a wall, and then we eventually threw it down many flights of stairs.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil it because I know he's gonna pull up some footage.
Well, I think he's
gonna
going to release his video this weekend too, aren't you, Brian?
But this
Yeah.
thing would not die.
Yeah.
It would not die.
Every time it looked like it was down for the count, pick it up, it would balance, and you could just ride it.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
I mean, it did have some parts, like plastic parts, fall out the
Oh,
bottom of it.
yeah, obviously the stuff that's designed to protect the wheel and brake is gonna break, and they're working on making the handle stronger so it's less brittle and hopefully it won't shatter like it did for us.
Yeah, and I was pretty disappointed. I was expecting a fire, but there was no
Yeah,
fires.
I kind of wanted a battery fire.
Yeah. Come
Can you
on.
imagine we had a battery fire though, like in the middle of the street, just popping cells, like.
It sounds like a good day.
Yeah. The Chinese New Year.
Sounds kind of dangerous.
Yeah, and the screen didn't even crack.
Yeah, that's actually really surprising.
This-
Like, me and the engineers, we all like during the destruction testing, in the design phase of this wheel, we're like, oh, we need to angle the handle this way to protect the screen and make sure that the touchscreen doesn't break and everything. And then we threw it down like, I think it was how many times? 5
did,
times,
like,
6 times,
5 or 6. Yeah.
off like it was like 15, 20 feet set of stairs or something.
Yeah. Like
And-
almost 2 stories.
Like, even though all the bumpers and everything was destroyed, the trolley handle got destroyed, but not at any point in time did the touchscreen stop working.
Yeah, it looked pristine.
Yeah, it was really crazy. I need a break after like the first or second go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play a few clips from our crash day. Let's see. Change to this.
You're showing everyone your Telegram.
I like Law's comment.
Wait, why isn't it showing my?
Law, we can't have knives in China.
What? Why isn't it showing?
Screen. Oh no, I don't know.
Ooh, don't leak anything in Telegram.
Wait, why wasn't it showing that? That was weird.
Someone's gonna screenshot that.
Yeah.
Just hold your phone up in front of the camera.
Media source.
Media source. Okay. No, that's not the right
Yeah,
one.
it is. It just selects the file and you're done. No.
I can't control the playback.
Oh, I see. That's fine then.
Maybe we'll just wait for the.
Wait for the video to come out.
Yeah,
Lame.
Ooh.
I'm a streaming noob, so you guys will wait for the video. I don't know why I wasn't
Turn your
showing
computer around and show the camera.
it. Just show it on my phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the worst quality ever.
Better than
But
that.
yeah, we got 101 people in here. Gotta show them something. Not just Zach's feet.
Oh. I can do this with my
Feed
toes.
finder.
Someone's gonna screenshot that too. Oh, you
What,
got
the
some.
feed finder?
That'll be on the AUC group.
What's going on, Brian?
I'm looking for the chat that I popped out.
Just restore it and pop it out again.
We'll be back after these commercials.
Oh, I lost a bunch of questions, but oh well.
Join Zach's only feet.
I think we need to stop doing these speed runs in the street. We need to rent a track. God forbid someone slides out. Too many variables. The problem with a lot of tracks is that it doesn't have a straight that's long enough to be able to achieve speeds. And in the straights, I mean, there are straights in a lot of these racetracks, but since it's not long enough, you have to torque really hard to achieve those high speeds. And that's definitely a problem because you won't be able to actually achieve the true top speed of the
No,
wheel.
there's plenty of tracks, but they cost a lot of money to rent it out.
Long enough?
They're long enough.
K1.
No,
K1
no, no,
wasn't
no.
long enough.
Where they hosted the TEF one in Atlantic, there were okay, not the go-kart track,
Oh,
big track.
not the go-kart track, the track that goes around the entire property. That one would work. Thunder Valley in California would work. Any drag strip that would be plenty.
What direction is quarter mile, right?
There's a half mile one.
Oh, half mile drag.
Yeah. They're less common though.
Or we could just go on the freeway in the middle of the night.
That's back to the street territory though.
We don't got a lot of options here.
No, it's definitely not.
Ooh, somebody said Salt Flats.
Yes,
We
the
were just
Bonneville
talking
Salt
about that.
Flats.
I've thought about the salt flats as well, but I don't quite know what it's like to.
I've ridden
right
it.
on that surface.
I've ridden it and it's perfect.
All right, Zach's gonna hit 93 on the salt flats.
I had a lot of fun out there on my way back from New Jersey.
How long does it take to brake from 93 miles per hour? I think there's a lot of factors when you're trying to.
But I think you can talk about the braking performance if you want.
It's pretty
Like,
good.
How does it brake?
No, it brakes really well.
It's
You don't necessarily get, torque wobbles when you accelerate, and of course when you brake, you don't get any sort of braking wobbles on this wheel. Even having your pads really loose, the wheel's pretty stable braking, which I'm pretty amazed.
I think that's one thing that you guys talked about very early on was like the stability.
Mm-hmm.
How like stable and safe you felt on it.
It's a well-balanced machine.
Yeah, my biggest concern seeing the wheel was, whoa, that thing is big. And because of that, I thought it would feel like a boat, but it reminds me a lot of my Commander Pro, except even more stable. I was very impressed with it.
Yeah, wind factor is huge when it comes to riding at speed. Like we said earlier in the stream, there's a lot of factors as far as hitting these speeds. I don't think people will be able to casually hit 70 and just like carve around and enjoy it. Like personally, when I hit around 70 miles per hour, I feel like I'm just on a mission going in a straight line and I can't really deviate from that. So I would say that it's cool that these wheels can hit these speeds, but it's not
practical.
it's not necessarily practical. Like it's good as a safety margin that like if you're hitting 60 that you have a lot of headroom, but I wouldn't necessarily enjoy riding 80 miles per hour everywhere because I have to fight a lot of the wind, which means I have to lean a lot harder. I have to be very conscious of trying not to induce a wobble. If there's something that jumps out, I can't make like a last minute like carve or maneuver to dodge it. So it's a very it's like a cool factor, but it's almost at this point like a novelty because it's not something that you're not going to be commuting to work on the freeway at 80 miles per hour.
Yeah, it's like 65 and below, you're one with the machine, and then 65 and above, you're trying to tame the machine. It's you don't make it carve if you want to carve. It's just going straight. It carves you. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you're going 70 plus and there's a car that zooms right by you, it'll suck you in like a wind vortex, and you're at the mercy of the elements around you.
Yeah. That was cool.
Is there drag strips in China? Sure,
Maybe.
maybe. I mean, I'm plenty sure there's racetracks and drag strips available. It's just a matter of making it work into our schedule because there's honestly quite important things to be able to, or quite important things to try to work through our P6 development other than just trying to hit these top speeds.
What are your thoughts on the suspension?
It's very playful. It reminds me a lot of my Commander Pro, except much more smooth and fluid. It's I really like it. Zach just lied down on the floor.
From the videos I see, the pedals are pretty stiff. Have you tried adjusting acceleration power assist feature to get the vehicle following the body's angle a bit, to get the pedal pushing the body? Yeah, we've played with pedal sensitivity, power assist, and stuff like that. Personally, when I'm going really high speeds, I want my pedals to be relatively flat, maybe slightly angled forward. I think it's a little bit more stable that way as well.
I mean, I will say that the wheel does have like the typical pedal softness and pedal assist settings that you can kind of play with. So even though the videos shows the pedals being really stiff or however it shows, at the end of the day, like every rider has different preferences, and so the wheels and the videos that we're taking are just off the cuff videos. Like we're not trying to show off any features or anything, but it's just them riding, and I'm just documenting it, right? So the pedals are set to their preferences.
Yeah, everything, like I've posted some stats online, we posted some leans and stuff like that, but it's not a representation of the maximum capabilities of this wheel. It's just some fun stuff that we're trying to release in this time. So I think that if we do try to hit some major top speed, I'm gonna make like a post about it and post stats and do it in a more proper manner, not just like screenshots or like little videos. We posted oh my god, this video. So we posted a video on me and Max's Instagrams of Max's lean of doing a 0 to 30. And man, like whenever videos like these get a lot of views, it also gets a lot of comments of people who are just all over the place. Someone said like, really, you only hit 47 and you're wearing all that gear? And
You're
I'm
wearing
like,
a full leather suit and you only hit 47.
I'm like, oh man.
That was
like-
also the night I hit 78. So
Yeah.
right before that, we were doing top speed runs.
in that 2.1 second, it's a very impressive 0 to 30.
2.04.
2.04, yes,
Sorry,
2.04.
2.04.
Very close to that under 2 seconds. It's a very impressive 0 to 30, but Max still could have gone more. It's not meant to be like, maybe it is like a personal record, but it's like the P6 still had more in it.
Yeah, that's definitely the fastest I've done a 0 to 30. And it could definitely go faster. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more so just us celebrating the sport, you know, and it's just like when Max hit his 2.04, like he was maybe like a couple hundred meters down the street, and we could literally hear his shrieks of joy.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, it's like the most raw emotion, and it's just us like sharing that emotion with you guys whenever we do something crazy with the wheel. So it's not representative of like, and I think this is one of the things is like, I think for this wheel as of right now, and I think this kind of gets said every time we have this performance jump in wheels, is this is a wheel where as of right now the rider is the limit rather than the device being the limit. And as we progress as riders, of course, I truly believe that the wheel will end up being the limit again, but it just gives us that little step jump where we can kind of grow into it.
Yeah.
Yes, it will be UL certified. We have been testing it on the track. How does it compare in performance to Begode? Now, I really like these questions are really tricky because I want to be as non-biased as possible, and I really don't like. I love Begode. I've been riding Begode for 5 years, and almost all my wheels are Begode. So like,
I think we all ride.
We all switched
we all
from
ride
all.
Begode.
Yeah.
So like, whenever I say my opinion, I always feel like people kind of take it as like, oh, they were invited by InMotion or they're affiliated by InMotion, and now they're gonna just try to sell the P6 and all these things. It's just a hard topic to have because like we can be as honest as we try to be, and people will always try to twist it and say that we're being dishonest. So I just want to add that in because we do have some thoughts, but you know, take it as you will. You will just, if you don't believe us, you will just have to wait until the P6 is released and you get on your own to formulate your own opinions. So,
Just to add to that too, though, there is no such thing, in my opinion, there is no such thing as like a wheel killer. I believe that, you know, every wheel has its unique kind of selling points, and they're good for different people. Like, for example, like a category even outside of a spec sheet would be like ergonomics. Like some people like the X-Way because of ergonomics. Some people like the Blitz because of ergonomics. And so there's so many factors that go into why the wheel is liked by someone that just because your favorite influencer, your favorite racer says that this wheel is great for him or her, it doesn't mean that it's also great for you. So like collect the data and then make your decision in terms of which wheel is right for you.
maybe we can get some more specific questions as far as the performance to be good wheels, like different things. But I guess
I don't know. I'm kind of so we have a Bagode race here, and we're trying to use it as like a benchmark. I'm kind of scared to ride the race, so I don't feel like I can really compare them because I haven't really pushed the race that hard.
And also, full disclaimer, I don't think Max tried it on the higher phase current firmware, which I rode the higher phase current firmware when I hit the speed run a few months ago. And when I rode it, I had really good impressions of the race. I thought it was good in some ways, but also there was some things that I also wish it had. I'm also like this kind of conversation. I'm like hesitant to like say a lot of things because I'm not trying to bash on the race. Just like Albert is saying, like, you know, each wheel has its good strengths and bad strengths. So maybe we can go over like some honest opinions of those kind of things. But yeah, like I think like I will say that the Bigode race is good in some ways and the P6 is good in other ways.
I mean, if you want to get specific, I would say like the Bigode race has a nice lower center of gravity because the battery boxes are quite low. Mm-hmm. So then you feel kind of more stable as you're riding it in terms of like just this is dynamics. I would say it's kind of like an EX30 dynamics rather than a Commander Pro dynamics. Like both the Commander Pro and EX30 are great wheels, but they're different in that regard. Mm-hmm. So like the Commander Pro is kind of easier to flip back and forth, like whip it. Whereas the EX30 is more of like slicing through the air, kind of like, you know, you slowly go into it. It's not really a whipping
You move
wheel.
your body and it slowly reacts.
Really? The EX30?
I feel not the EX30, the race. Are you comparing the race?
No, I was just comparing the Commander Pro and the EX30, how they're different, but they're both still great wheels. They both have similar architectures, but they're like spec sheet wise, like they're basically the same, right? But when you ride them, they're so different because of that center of gravity difference that they have. Another thing is like I think the race, I think the top cover maybe is more slanted. So like if you're shorter, it can feel more ergonomic because it's less like leg widey. Yeah. And then in terms of like responsiveness, like it has really, really good response. So those who ride the race, like even Christine rode the race and she's like 100 pounds, she got on and they can kind of ride without any much issues, you know, even though it's such a big wheel. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, there's a lot of good parts that the race has that I still think kind of, like the race kind of pioneered and kind of moved. It has a lot of good aspects that kind of push the needle forwards in terms of like the ride feel. Mm-hmm. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Very raw thoughts. I haven't really combined it into words yet.
Yeah, I'd say the race, the off the line, it wants to go easier, but I'm still too scared to lean on it. After seeing Brian updated the firmware to the new 350 phase in, and he did like a little torque test against the wall. He'd hold a railing and just dip it on purpose, and I don't know if he has a video, but when he dipped it, it just shut off. And it kept doing it after, so it wasn't like a one-time thing. So after that, I was a little hesitant. And the other thing is the race, I took it around the track like probably 10 laps. It was not very stable. Like I don't know, I just kept wobbling on it, even though I felt like I was grounded, but the wheel didn't. It was just kind of weird.
There was also that long beat.
Oh yeah, we were doing. Well, wait, that was Brian, right?
Was that Brian?
Or no, that was me. That was me.
We also, I've had that long beep many times, and I thought it was a motor overheating beep. The motor did get pretty hot, but Max got that same beep without the motor getting hot. So now I'm confused about what that beep is.
We're confused. You don't know
it
why.
goes. It's a beep that I've never heard in any of my other Bigode wheels, and it goes like beep. Like, it's even longer. It's like a long continuous beep.
But then it stops
with short breaks. It's like long, short, long.
Yeah.
But yeah, we all thought it was motor temp, and then when Max had it, we looked up his motor temp, and it wasn't motor temp.
Hot.
Yeah.
The reason why Max was a little bit afraid, just to let you know, this is just like a thing that can be fixed in an update, so it's not representative of the Bigot
And we're not
race.
trying to fearmonger. anything.
Yeah, we're not.
It's
This is not
it's just
fearmonger.
fact.
Yeah, and luckily, not a lot of people have the Bigot race right now. So by the time you get it, there's likely a update that will fix this issue. So currently, the Bigot race firmware that was on the latest version did not have the overcurrent protection set properly with the new phase current that was implemented. So when having a strong burst, let's see if I can play this. I don't know how well this will work.
Oh, that's pretty clear.
Yeah, so that is very hard to achieve in normal riding. That's not like a full lean kind of. It's you're not gonna spike the current doing a full lean. That's more like if you hit a pothole and it like tries to dip or something like that. So it's a very instantaneous thing. But that's probably a little bit of why Max was a little hesitant to do that. Should I talk about my comparison of my race to P6 experience? I don't know if it'll make sense to a lot of people because nobody really has experience on the race. But the race feels really like nimble. So there's nimble and stable, and I feel like this is kind of on the same scale. So you can't. It's hard to necessarily have both. So I feel like the Bigot race is a little bit more nimble in the low speed, and on the higher end, it's a bit more unstable. And I feel like it has really good low speed response. So like if you're in first gear, it can, yeah, like if it's like a car, right? If you're like in first gear, that low end is like zippy. But I think that the P6 excels in like second gear and beyond. So if it's a race, for example, like, you know, like an actual on the track, like if you're doing a standstill start, maybe the race will get the jump. But I think that if after you go like 20 miles per hour or so, like the P6 really just starts pulling away. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, you can lean harder and longer on the P6, I feel like.
Yeah, and the way that the P6 is made, it's I think it's a lot more stable as well. And then with the pedal hangers in the right spot, it does feel, or with the pedal height being in the right spot, it does feel just as like really nimble as well. So it's not like it's hard to maneuver. But I do really like where the P6 is at right now compared to where it was a few months ago. There's probably been like 50 plus changes that's been made.
Yeah.
Like
Maybe 50's underselling it.
yeah, there's been
I feel like we've done like 30 just with us here.
yeah.
Like firmware revisions.
Yeah. Oh, 30? Like,
No,
like,
more than that.
Okay. So a funny thing is that before we arrived on this particular trip, the engineering team was pretty happy with the firmware. They're like, okay, it doesn't have bugs, it's good, like, it's in a good point. And after we arrived, we found bugs and problems in the wheel. The first day, and things that we wanted improved. And since we arrived, there's probably been around 100 to 150, probably 150 plus firmware updates on the wheel. Yeah, I've been through at least 50 updates, and
you've been doing a lot.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of updates, and you know, Mark has also been doing a lot of updates on his own without us as well. So there's been a ton of updates to squash bugs, to get it as responsive as possible. When we arrived, it was really funny. We were doing this torque test on this like, you can do a torque test by going on this like hill, and you ride the wheel. And try. It's a lot easier to over torque the wheel when you're on a hill with good traction.
Much more consistency too.
Also, because you can swing the wheel like down the hill and then torque into it.
Yeah.
Which it has to like undo its momentum.
Yeah. So we've done like, you know, probably the most torquiest wheel is the 168 volt X-Way, and it's no problem over torquing this wheel during this doing this kind of test. So it really gives you this like good subjective feeling of how much torque and power the wheel has. And we were just trying to improve the torque of the P6 doing these tests. And at the end of it, like we did a bunch of updates, and Mark Yu, the person in charge of the firmware, like improved the torque by maybe, I don't know, 10%, a little, like not a lot, but it was improved. But the funniest thing that he did with this update that increased the torque a little bit is that once we were done with this test, I rode it around and I was like jaw dropped at how much the responsiveness improved. I was like, I don't even care about the marginal 10% torque increase, I was like, oh my God, this wheel like really moves now. Like before that, it felt like, you had to really lean into it. And then after like 20 miles per hour or so, once it gains some momentum, then it really wants to go. So he improved the first gear aspect of this wheel a lot. And I was like, Mark, can you put the update on Max's wheel? You really got to try this. and then, yeah, like that, I think like it took like a day or two for all the updates and Max to find his proper pad setup and things like that, for him to really feel the excitement that I felt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I realized how zippy it felt, and I was like, wow. Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, so like when the day he arrived, Max would probably not be able to do the 2.04
Oh,
No.
definitely
second.
not.
Yeah,
Definitely not.
100% not. So
Definitely not.
I think that like I have a lot of respect for the fact that InMotion wanted to bring out prominent racers to be able to test this wheel, because just it already has proved its benefit in just a day, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. So like we don't. I would hate to have InMotion have another V13 incident. But yeah, like I think that I've been very happy in the changes it's made so far. There's always room for improvement during our tests, so we hope to get it even more better and better as we approach the end of this month and closer to the release date. And even past the release date, we're always going to be providing comments and improvements that can be made. And another thing I like about working with InMotion is that they've been really well receptive of our comments, that whenever they hear a suggestion, they're always like eager to figure out how they can meet us where our demands are, per se. So, it's interesting because a lot of the testers here in China don't really ride that fast. I mean, this spans across like all the different companies. They're more off-road riders here, so the experience that we have on the street has been able to provide the insight that the firmware team needs to be able to improve the response. And like it was already pretty torquey, but it was not responsive. And I think that response is such a huge key part of making a wheel feel connected, like being one with the wheel.
You okay over there, Zach?
I just remember the time I face planted.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You want to tell your story, Zach?
Tell me a story.
Zach's coming back in. He's still alive. Don't worry. Can someone level that picture frame? Oh, this one right here.
No. A little more to the left.
Dude, they're all crooked.
Yeah, they're all pretty crooked.
It's crooked by design.
I think it's
true.
meant to be cricket by this.
Yeah. To piggyback off Brian's story about how we're testing the torque of these wheels, I think it was the second or third day. We were feeling pretty confident on the P6, so we're taking it out to, a flat road to just do some static starts, and that's where Max Bull got his, famous lean in his shorts. And, after seeing him do it, I'm like,
The one that people photoshopped, it was like scratching the ground. I was like, Max is just mid cutout. He's not actually leaning.
He was almost kissing the ground. And I thought, maybe I can do it. I can kiss the ground. And I go and do it, and instantly I face plant. And I said, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
It took me a good time to recover, not physically but mentally, knowing that it's not going to happen again. And it's came a long way. It's not like, hey, here's this product, jump on it, go make some videos, go promote it, go sell some wheels for this company. It's like we're actually finding the bugs that really suck.
I think that's also like a big underappreciated fact too, is that like, how when you get a new wheel, you have to like warm up to it, and you got to build trust in this wheel, and then as you kind of build more and more trust, you go faster and do crazier things. For these guys that have come to do the testing, it's really hard to hit that mental reset, because you're like, oh, this wheel just dropped me, I can't trust this wheel. But now you gotta be like, okay, well, now he pushed a new firmware, I gotta treat it like a new wheel again. Mm-hmm. I think getting over that mental hump was really difficult in the first couple of days.
Yeah, that's one of the conversations. I don't know if I had with Zach, but I had with Max when he came on this trip because I had some experience being a test writer a few months ago. Is that whenever there's a bug that happens, and full like disclaimer, I've cut out on the P6 at least 2 times due to some like bug or issue that they had to resolve, and every time that I had a problem, I would feel a level of like my trust has been lost.
Mm-hmm.
But the engineer, the head engineer or the person in charge of the firmware and all these things, his name is Mark Yu. He would fix the issue, explain to me what happened, tell me that he fixed it, and you look
Trust me.
Yes, that's the meme. Like I it's really funny. He looks me right in the eye. He's like, "Trust me," and I, and I just
Italian.
yeah. And I would just like laugh, and I'm like, "Are you serious? I'm supposed to push this wheel again?" Like thinking, like EUCs is very like a unique thing that like it can drop you if there's any kind of problem whatsoever. So when he says "trust me," I really have to hit that mental reset button, and that's probably the hardest aspect of being a test writer.
Yeah.
Is that whenever there's some bug that you find, you really have to reset your brain and be like, "Okay, it's fixed. It shouldn't have that same problem again." And you have to reset that level of trust, which I like. You have to be in, I would say, in this, and you have to be in our position to know how difficult that can be, like to be able to trust a wheel again. So it takes some time.
The other thing to add to that, it's even more difficult because you go and you find a bug, and then you stop on the side of the road, and he'll go on his little computer and try to figure out where the bug is, and then he fixes it, and he's like, "Can you do that one more time?" And you're like, "Dude, I just fell from that exact thing, and you're wanting me to do that exact thing one more time." Like that was the hardest one for me when I was doing the V14.
The worst part is like, "Oh, my program crashed. I lost my data. Can you do it again?" And I'm like, "Oh my god."
Yeah. I think we got to go a little faster through these questions, Brian.
Okay, let me try to filter through some of them. So it's been.
So there's a couple questions. We kind of touched on that already. There was someone who asked, and I think this might be a good thing for all of you guys to answer, is what are some of your green flags, yellow flags, or red flags of the P6?
Green flag, speed, torque, power. Yellow flag is probably the size. It's a very big wheel. But once you get on it and get warmed up to it, it feels pretty good. Only red flag is not being able... Right now, there's no dihedral. You can't adjust the angle of the pedals. That's a red flag. And
Pedal height.
Pedal height
and pedal height,
adjustment.
yep.
Yeah.
Other than that...
And trolley handle mechanism.
Oh, yeah, the trolley handle mechanism is...
Yeah, I mean, it's very typical for InMotion's trolley handle, where it's it's like V13, I guess. Yeah, it's like the V13, where it has that little like clasp at the front.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you shouldn't have to use 2 hands to open your trolley handle.
I'm big on Falcon.
Yeah.
It's not ergonomic. It's kind of clunky, and it feels kind of cheap. That's almost to my eye.
Yeah. A yellow flag is probably the color.
Black.
It's like orange, black.
I mean, okay, it's more
Orange is
black
my
than.
favorite color.
Orange is his favorite color.
Okay.
I don't know. I can't really come up with a yellow flag.
Okay. What's a green flag?
He stole my green flags. The speed, the torque,
Stability.
the range. I like the screen. I thought it was kind of gimmicky, kind of stupid. I thought it'd break. It didn't. It's actually pretty durable.
It's pretty true.
Yeah.
But it's reassuring to know you can just go right on the screen, do some quick adjustments, make sure your sensitivity's where you want it to be, and you don't have to pull out your phone. In which I thought, having the wheel access to your phone was just like superior. Like you can change all the settings on the fly. It is actually a huge pain in the ass, and I hate doing it now. Especially with the Bigot app. Please change the Bigot app.
Once you kind of get used to like having that quick access through the screen and having all the sliders and everything, I think it's really hard to go back to like, let me pull up my phone, remove my glove, connect to the wheel, find the Bluetooth, go into the settings, and
You're right, and you can customize the screen too, so it doesn't just have to show your speed and battery percentage. It can show your PWM, your max speed,
wait, can it show PWM? I don't think it can.
your max output.
Not yet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
can. It can.
Oh,
Okay.
screen?
Yeah. you have to. Can I disclose it?
Are you talking about the P6?
If you,
Wait.
we're talking about the screen on the P6, Brian.
Yeah.
So if you swipe left on the screen, you'll get to the panel where it shows you
Yeah.
all that data. If you hold down on your profile picture, it'll pull up another display that
Like the
shows
advanced menu, yeah.
the advanced menu that shows the temperature of your MOSFETs, the temperature of your BMS, motor.
Actually, it's MOSFETs and control board separately.
That's impressive. And it also has your PWM on there
Oh,
and
it does?
other
I didn't
power
know.
outputs.
Huh. It's good to know.
Yeah.
I would say that advanced menu though it does come in handy when like you can easily go and find all the temperatures of the board. Mm-hmm. It gives you that sense of confidence again. And I think a lot of these like things are really small pieces, but they add up together to make it like a substantial like confidence booster.
Mm-hmm. And it's just a matter of time for them to, add in more features to make those be shortcuts on the screen. Because right now you do have to toggle to that advanced menu, but it's a quick update. I'm sure they're gonna come out with pretty soon.
Yeah. What are some of your green, yellow, red flags?
So my green flags are at this point like the response, the top speed, the weight dynamics, the ergonomics, and the stability. That's all very nice. Yellow flags, I call these yellow flags because they can be fixed. We've been having some of the firmware bugs that they've been trying to get since this wheel is a very high performance wheel. It is something that some problems that InMotion has not been able to get to. Also, the reason why they've been having firmware bugs is because they rewrote the whole balancing algorithm of this wheel to increase the response. So because of that whole rewritten firmware, the response has been so much better, like immensely better. But there's the bugs that we been facing is like, let's say if you're on a track, when you're entering a corner, the pedals tilt down a little bit, and then when you exit, the pedals come up a little bit. So this has been something that we've been trying to iron out. But yeah, we're trying our best with Mark U to be able to fix that. The red flags, yes, red flags a little bit is the pedal, not the non-adjustment to the pedal height, but it's not that big of a deal. Well, for me, I like this height, but I say it's a red flag because everybody's different, and some people will want different heights. But just like, I guess, Leaperkim wheels, there will always be aftermarket pedal hangers that are made to be able to change these kind of things. So it's not that big of a deal. And the non-adjustable dihedrals is not a huge deal either because you can always put your own pedals on there that you can adjust.
You're running the
I'm running
Atom G pedals.
Yeah, Atom G pedals that I have the adjustable dihedral with. So I don't know if those are truly red flags because those can be adjusted.
That's true. I guess they would be yellow flags.
Yeah, maybe this is all yellow flags. Yeah. Also, the yellow flag is maybe like when people saw this, like when I was when Max saw this wheel for the first time, he was like, "Oh, it's a big wheel," because dimensionally it is quite big to what Max has been able to ride, like compared to other wheels. But because all of these things, such as like I said earlier, the pedal height and the firmware, like it is a lot more stable or a lot more maneuverable than Max anticipated from his first impressions. So I don't know if I have any true red flags, because most of those things can be fixed in some way or another, or you have to get accustomed to
Trolley
it.
handle now.
Yeah, So like, okay, the trolley handle is annoying because maybe that's the red flag, because like you have to use two hands, and then like it rattles a little bit at the top, but so I'm like asking them to like put some kind of like rubber dampers or something to like, also like when it's in folded down position, it can like shake a little bit. So if you're on bumpy roads, it like makes that noise. I think that's what Max is saying. It makes it feel a little cheap, but I'm asking them to put like a rubber liner so it doesn't shake as much, so it's tensioned down a little bit more, and when it's held up in the position, maybe having some kind of spring or some kind of mechanism. Like I wish it didn't take two hands to do this. That thing that bothers me a little bit, but
but the fact that that's its biggest red flag.
Yeah, it's a trolley handle.
Yeah,
not the biggest deal.
At least it's not like an extreme bull like the Commander Pro handle where it'll pop out during a crash, and then it dents in your motherboard tray when it flips from in the crash.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does that because there's no locking mechanism
Yeah.
for it holding it down.
The
So
furniture latch.
yeah. Any kind of hardware changes can be a little bit difficult to make because they might have to make a different mold for this, which can cost a lot of money to make a new mold. So whenever a change like this is made, you have to have a lot of like discussion and meetings to discuss if it is worth the money to be able to change this. Like if it's going to impact, if people will, if you know, changing a trolley handle will truly impact if someone will buy this wheel or not. And I think for most enthusiasts, it's not that big of an issue. So, you know, even though we wish it could be changed, I think we can all agree that it's not worth some large amount of money to make new molds or change the whole, like, you know, top cover plus trolley handle to make these kind of changes.
I see a comment from Alex EUC saying that it out-torqued an X-Way. I just want to clarify that. We were saying that that hill place where we test the torque makes it really easy to over-torque any wheel, regardless of what wheel it is. I think I can confidently say that the X-Way is still probably the torquiest wheel out of the market. Yeah. However, personally, I find that the torque sometimes is hard to access. Like you actually have to try to access that torque. But it's not meant to be an off-roading wheel, so it doesn't need to have that much torque, like an X-Way level torque.
Yeah. To add on to that, I think like a lot of people don't understand that you can't have the torquiest wheel and the highest top speed wheel. You have to choose. There's like a power band. Like, do you want all the power to be in the low end speed where you get like it's more like X-Way where you don't have a crazy top speed but you have like a really torquey beginning, or do you want the power band to be a little bit later or middle? Like this power band thing, like it's
a trade-off.
It's trade-offs. So you can't necessarily have it all, but I would say that the P6 has like the power band is closer to the mid to high, but it still has a very like fun and enjoyable low end. So that's why I can say that the race is a little bit better on that low end acceleration. But I don't think the P6 is necessarily that far behind as far as that. And once you get going,
I think the torque is better than the Sherman Aldo, right?
I think so.
From our subjective testing.
This is
Subjective
yes,
testing.
From my subjective experience, I feel it's maybe 15% more torquey than the Sherman L. It's not a huge amount, but I can feel the difference.
Yeah. But again, that 15% is also very subjective. I did see a comment saying from Gian about hitting speeds at 100% versus lower battery, and I think that applies to every single electric device or micromobility device that is on the market. Is like when the batteries are low, you won't be able to hit the same performance levels as when they're fully charged, of course. However, yesterday when we were doing some filming, Max and Zach looked like they're pumping pretty well on their wheels, and they were down to like 30-40%, I think.
What?
Yesterday when you guys were on that curvy road.
Oh
And
yeah.
you guys were like going through the curves and stuff. You guys looked really like you guys weren't like chilling, you know?
Yeah. We were going moderately fast at like 30-40%. Yeah.
Yeah. Like you're not going to go 93 miles per hour at 40%,
definitely not.
but you'll still have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a question from Mason Jez Electrified saying, how much further do you guys think you can push top speed? And I think that's a question for Max, because so far he's hit the highest speed on it.
When I hit 78, it was very easy.
78 GPS.
GPS, not wheel speed, GPS. I felt like I could have kept going. It's just the road we were at. There's like a barricade at the end, and I kept braking way too early because I was in my head like, oh, what if I start wobbling or something, and I can't stop in time, I'm gonna hit a wall. So it felt effortless there. We just need to find another road similar that's slightly longer that way, or doesn't have a barricade at the end, so we can hold our speed through. I personally think this wheel can get 85 GPS. Yeah, at 100% battery, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah, we were actually talking about this, I think, on the drive home last night, how, like, based on the data points that we have with Max on the wheel, of course, like it may not apply to everyone on the wheel, but I think me and Max are both like 99.9% confident that he can do 85 GPS on the wheel. And then, of course, if you raise it to like 87, it's probably like 50% confidence.
Yeah.
I think 85 is a bit of a safe estimate. And I think that if there's daredevils out there that weigh light enough,
Yeah.
and you push it to the point where the pedals dip at 100% PWM, I would love to see that 90 GPS. It would be like,
I think 85. I think did we say 85 GPS would be like still pretty safe. I think.
Yeah.
maybe that's like 90% PWM.
Yeah, maybe something along maybe 85%.
I think 85.
Yeah, I
Because
think
yesterday I was
85%.
doing 77 at like 75%.
Yeah.
I didn't even hear beeps. I just, with the wind, and I wasn't able to keep going.
So, I haven't had a true, what's like a chance to hit like top speed runs just yet, but I do want to hit 85. But like
GPS.
yeah, GPS. So we all care just about GPS speeds.
I just want to clarify.
Yeah. I just wanna say that like whenever we put speeds out there, we will always, as racers, want to rely on reliable, accurate GPS claims. And I just want to put that out there. But I hit 75 at 100% PWM on the race, and I could feel the pedals getting like slightly soft. But with the P6, man, like they can they were like remove the tilt back. Like 85 GPS is probably like, I don't know, like displays like probably over 93.
Yeah, or somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Depending on the tire, you're
Yeah,
right.
depending on the tire. If you're riding at 80, 90, it's going to be
Right around 93.
yeah. But man, like I think it'd be so sick to see this wheel hit 90 GPS. I'm not saying that's a safe number, but I think that there's going to be people out there who really try to push these things.
I also say that there's been a lot of pushing to see if we can convince InMotion, for the sake of testing, to remove a lot of the safety guards that they have for us to go beyond that 93 display or 85 GPS. But it has been like they're very worried about safety, and for them it's safety number one, so they don't want to kind of put people into that position. So it's just very different, if that kind of makes sense. I think it's hard to explain, but like when you're on the race, you just kind of go and you hit your speeds, and then we find out you almost die. You know, it's kind of different.
It's definitely kind of different, but we'll see what top speeds we can do. There's always going to be debate about what the world record top speed is, because I'm in like some of the Russians say my top speed is this, and they use a Draghi. So in my opinion, Draghi and Racebox are very highly reputable GPS devices. So I would trust claims from these devices. But I think some guy was like, I hit I hit like 80 miles per hour on a Sherman L with a Sherman S motor, and that is a top speed. But like he doesn't have like Racebox or Draghi. I think he was even relying, like, phone GPS is not that off, but going forward, I really wish everybody can use like Racebox or Draghi. So,
I mean, I just saw this question from Greenmaster Mike about signing a safety waiver. Like, okay, sure, like I guess in the U.S. it's all about legal liability and all this kind of stuff, but really, I just don't want to see. I just don't want to see these people crash. Like I don't want to see anyone get injured. So for me, it's mainly just like for the safety of the individuals rather than some sort of liability reason. And that's like the same reason why we got them leather suits and everything, so that at least we're like, you might see in some video clips like Max and Brian actually bought new AGV helmets, so that they're actually using motorcycle grade protection. It's all for their safety. Like that's a huge point for us. It's about safety.
Yeah, let's stay tuned for the top speeds that can be achieved.
We're probably gonna wrap this up in like 10 minutes.
Okay, I'll try to get through some of the more important questions. Yeah, when we do hit a top speed, like we might have hit something that's like debatable for what the world record might be now, but we want to make sure that number is substantially larger
We will
than,
smash it.
Yeah, we want to smash it, not beat it from like 1 or 2
Like,
miles per hour.
we
So
went 2 miles an hour faster.
Yeah.
Right now we're at 1, but the wheel wasn't even struggling.
yeah,
So.
what I think is the top record is 77, so we hit 78, but the wheel has more in it. I think the other person hit 77 with like 100% PWM or 98 or something like that. So let's see. Did I hit the 80 mile per hour mark? Not yet, but I'm planning to. How's the weight distribution between the front and the rear? I think it is great, and it makes it feel more stable.
I think it's pretty even.
It's very even. It reminds me a lot of my Commander Pro, except it's even more stable than my Commander Pro. So, feels pretty good.
Why the P6 for the name? Just curious. It's InMotion's marketing department. It just sounds cool. P,
Fly like a P6.
P stands for performance.
Zach will say P stands for pleasure.
Dude, you're like really early in the stream. I think you need to scroll faster.
No, I can scroll to the bottom really fast. I'm just trying to make sure we don't miss any kind of like good questions. How easy is changing the tire? I think it's gonna be easier than most InMotion wheels that are currently.
That's
A lot of
low bar.
I was gonna say a lot of
Yeah.
people don't know what an InMotion wheel is.
Yeah, do a tire change on a V11 or the lower ones. Even the V13 was a bit cumbersome.
I think it might be. This is purely speculation, but I feel like it might be easier than like a Blitz Pro or an X-Wing.
We at some point on this trip, they're gonna do a full teardown in front of us to get our thoughts on like the repairability aspects. So we haven't quite done that yet. Luckily, we've been spoiled with the technicians here doing the tire changes for us. So I have not experienced that. Let's see.
P6 is not abbreviation for the number of cells in parallel. It is completely unrelated.
You know, a lot of people complain that we're like not releasing the specs, but this is something that's common among many kind of, you know, how to say, like devices, not in just EUC, but in any company that has a proper marketing department. So I think that people are just not used to this because like Bigode and I mean, just any company just typically just releases specs right away and they don't really have a marketing strategy going into it. So, you know, I think that originally we weren't going to be able to post any kind of videos or a lot of information until the release date. But we got the green light to be able to post a lot of the footage now, which I think is making a lot more people excited, but as well as a little bit more antsy to really know the full details. So I will say stay tuned. I really wish we could talk about the specs, but that time will come in due time.
I will say that there's no, to the best of our knowledge, I don't believe that there will be a firmware governor. It'll just be the typical, you know, InMotion 80% PWM tilt backs and speed tilt backs. But they won't be doing like a fancy mode where, you know, you got to apply to unlock a wheel based on your riding history because it is a performance wheel through and through.
You'll be able to turn off tilt back, right? Like the rider can?
I think there was talks about it, but it's not yet implemented.
Yeah.
That was something that we're pushing for.
Yeah, I think the rider is responsible for their wheel. If they think they can do no tilt back and go faster safely, like that's on them. They should be able to do it.
Yeah. No, we're trying to push them to do two things. One is to be able to turn on and off the tilt back, but also have multi-stage PWM alerts.
Yes.
Which I think are both extremely important for high performance riding. I think I saw a question here from Law Lexina asking you, Brian, at what point does the P6 contact your leg?
I have kind of long shins, so this is like usually like wheels don't bother me much, but it hits me right here, well under the kneecap. But I don't know if that's gonna be like representative of a lot of people out there. Where does it hit your? You want to like point at where it hits you on the
You
kneecap?
can kind of see where I've been chafing, but it hits me about here,
Oh, really?
maybe here.
I expected it to be higher.
Well, no, but it's the part that it hits you, right? So he's probably chafing from like the Velcro and stuff.
Yeah, this is the
Oh.
Velcro,
Before it
but-
tapers.
But yeah, it
Maybe
starts.
where am I hitting? I don't even remember right now. But it's definitely not my kneecaps. Like it never bothers me.
Yeah, I'm not tall either, and I've never been bothered.
Yeah.
It's not like the Abrams where it's like right at my kneecap, and so it's like hard on hard.
Yeah.
And then it gets super uncomfortable.
How's the stability versus the race? We talked about this a little bit earlier, but like nimble and stability is kind of on the same scale in my mind. So I think the race is more nimble, but in contrast, it lacks a little bit of stability on the high end. So I think the P6 is more stable on the high end. If I've cut out a 65 mile per hour on record, will I be banned? What?
Oh, like is InMotion watching everything
No.
you've done?
No.
No. No. I mean, yeah, like, let's see. Has InMotion ever considered implementing GPS for the speedometer, maybe on the top speed of the wheel? I think that could be always a possibility. There's a lot of things that I wish InMotion can do at this point, but there's a lot of more pressing matters, like making sure that the firmware is good and the P6 is good before we add a lot of these like quality of life features. So we definitely want to focus on that before we add some of those other things. Have any of y'all seen the newer P60Bs?
Yeah, nobody's gonna really be putting those in wheels due to pricing. In China, it's very hard to get Molicel.
Pricing and availability.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so Molicel is, I believe it's manufactured in Taiwan.
Yep.
And so because of the, how do I say
The
this?
love between the two countries.
Yes, the love between Taiwan and China, it's not stable enough for them to create a production line around cells that they may or may not have availability of.
Also, the price to performance gain is very minimal in EUC terms.
Yeah.
In EUCs, you generally really don't hit the maximum of the batteries that often. It's
Yeah,
not
only the high speed.
It's not the bottleneck.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's people really think like, oh, this wheel has P50Bs or this or that. Like it really, people don't understand that that's not the bottleneck of the wheels at this current time.
Yeah, so I guess now that we've caught up to the bottom of the comments list, if you guys want to do some quick fire questions, and then we'll wrap things up.
Want to wrap it up at 1?
Sure, we'll wrap it up in 15 minutes. We'll just do quick fire questions. You can stare at the screen instead of your computer.
I think the most common issue we've been having with the race wheels, not just the P6, but the race on track, is the motor overheating. They get really hot. I think the race overheated the quickest, but
Yeah, and I think
Yeah.
when we are starting to push these higher numbers, especially with all the field weakening that's pumped into these motors and the high kilowatts, cooling is definitely the next concern. I would say the next bottleneck, and there are ways around it, but of course, with everything engineering, there's trade-offs. So they could, for example, insert stator aid or oil-filled motors or whatever they can do on that front, but your sacrifice there is repairability as well as seals and efficiency. Ultra Supreme says, does it have a projector light with the InMotion logo? No, it does not. It has actually, it might look kind of, I thought it kind of looked, the idea was tacky to have the InMotion logo under the headlight, but I think the more I look at it, the more I think it kind of actually looks good.
it fills an empty space that would look weird if it was empty, but I kind of want to see it without it, just to,
Just see what it's like.
yeah. I think it'll just be a weird looking void if it's not there, but yeah.
We have a comment from GN. If the P6 has Ride Connect, perhaps it could add GPS speed. So the Ride Connect GPS module is not like a 25 hertz module like you have in the race boxes. It's more of like a low speed refresh rate, mainly used for positioning. So it's just different accuracy and refresh rates.
Yeah, it'll help you find where it is if it's stolen or like that, but not quick enough for riding.
It would drain the battery. Yes, that's a good one. Alex EUC has a good question. I think maybe Max would be the most fitting since he has the ERL, most ERL podiums. How is the handling and performance on short track? You haven't done on short track, so you're guessing, but how would you say that it would be?
I think short track with the 8090, the Michelin PS2, I think it would do okay. It reminds me a lot of my Commander Pro, which you wouldn't look at it and say it's a short track wheel, but the stability and the power that it has, I think it would be a good contender. Yeah.
Yeah, you say that the Commander Pro is not a short track wheel, but it has like the most medals on it right now.
Yeah.
For short track.
Yeah. It's just it rides so well that even though it's not the most powerful wheel, it's not like it doesn't seem optimal for it. It still does really well.
I just want to add that, for many months, I have been asked, when is the InMotion race wheel coming out? And I always want to state that this is not meant to be a race wheel. This is just meant to be a long-range, high-performance wheel. But with that being said, we might still see it on racetracks. It's just not 100% optimal. So that's not the goal of this wheel.
Yeah. It's like you could take a Sherman L on the track, but it's not a track wheel.
Yeah.
Zweems had a question about the P6 doing anything thermally advanced to mitigate their motor overheating. We're still looking into it. We went to the racetrack and all three of the racers that are here went on the track and did 10 to 11 laps on that track. And I think on the 11th lap or around the 11th lap, I think two of them did overheat.
Yeah, I wasn't able to overheat the motor.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And looking at them going on the track, I think by the 10th and 11th lap, they were kind of tired physically. So the way I see it is, yes, we can do some things to try and improve the motor cooling. But if your wheel overheats after you overheat, then it's not a huge issue.
Well, the other thing is it's not a track wheel, so.
Yeah, correct. It's not a race wheel.
Well, what about high speed? We haven't done much.
I mean, when you did your high speed runs at night, it was chilling.
Yeah, it'll also start.
It was been chilling.
Doesn't it tilt back with motor temp?
Yeah. Once you get the motor temp up to 100 and something degrees, it'll start to tilt back on you. Typical in InMotion, there's safety baked in at every different metric, and so whenever something happens, it will tilt back.
I think Tiffany's question is very funny. Would you recommend this being a first wheel? That's like saying, would you recommend a Ferrari being your first car?
I mean, some young Chinese kids have them as their first cars, so if you want to go that route, power to you. But whether it's ideal, it's up for your own personal decision.
I think it would be difficult to learn on, not impossible, but I don't know. I also feel like you can learn a lot more skills from riding a smaller wheel, initially, and then you can transfer them over to the bigger wheels. But starting on the bigger wheel, it's hard to get those skills.
What up? Josh is saying, will the Michelin street tire you're testing be an option stock? No, it won't be, because the Michelin tires cannot be procured here. And that is why every time I come to China, I have to smuggle Michelin tires into China.
Yeah, we had a checked bag that had 6 tires in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we had to, after I went through the x-ray, we had to open up all of our luggages to show them the tires. Your what?
No.
Oh, your phone. Tiffany Cohen, is the suspension great, or will you feel the bumps? Anybody want to answer that one?
Zach Stauffer, okay.
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
Is the suspension great, or will you feel the bumps?
The suspension will blow your mind. You will not feel any bumps, and you will not feel any...
Come on. I think you'll feel a little
You're
bit.
not even touching the ground, you're levitating.
You're
levitating.
You actually don't feel the floor at all.
He was going so fast, he didn't feel the pothole.
What's amazing is at high speeds, you don't get oscillations in the suspension. Like the wheel won't, have a lot of play. It's actually pretty stable, which is really surprising because at low speeds, it'll eat up all the little bumps and things. But when you're at high speeds, it's stable. You can go off like 3 or 4 foot drops and it'll eat it up. Anything more, then you'll bottom out.
That's with no damping or anything set up.
Of course.
Yeah, I feel the suspensions to be pretty cush. But I like Alex EUC's question. Can we get completely hard and flat pedal firmware? So I think a lot of the reason why people like certain companies of wheels is because they have certain firmwares. I think Librachem riders like the fact that their pedals can be pretty soft, and Bigode riders like the fact that their pedals can be pretty hard. So I think the goal of our firmware tuning is to be able to achieve a wide range of pedal feel, from completely flat and hard pedals to what I like to call noodle mode, where you can have super soft pedals. There's a racer in Southern California named Q, and he likes to ride the most softest settings on his wheel, where it's the most tilted I've ever seen. So
Yeah, just going toe to heel to like.
yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So that's the goal, to be able to achieve all the full range of pedal feels. So I think that is a good question.
There's a question there from Bondi31 about the battery gusometer still allowing riding at 0%. So I believe they've fixed it. So what it is you can ride down to 0%. Once you get to 0%, you'll get the tilt back, but then it'll kind of level back out, and you can trolley the wheel at 0% to get home. It won't stay tilted back or whatever. And that way you're not, carrying your wheel home.
Pet peeve of mine with Bigode. It'll like, as soon as it's out of battery, which is still at a safe voltage, it stays tilted and you just can't push it. You flip it around and like it'll roll itself, but then it tilts up again.
Yeah.
It's like you have to push it.
Yeah. Is it a good off-road wheel? I wouldn't peg it as an off-road wheel. Like the battery boxes that Zach talked about. The only thing I would say to add to that though is like the suspension is quite playful, like rebound-wise. So it feels fun off-road, but it's not an ideal off-road wheel.
Not enough.
It's not. What else is there? The game is so wicked. Everybody's so raw.
What does that mean?
I have no idea, Wheezy.
I think raw means authentic.
Oh.
Gen Z's.
Is Max's 2 seconds 0 to 30 the fastest launch, or has someone gotten
No.
2 seconds?
This
Roger has a 1.91, was it?
I think it's 1.
So I think the P6 could get there. We just need to go do it again. He also adjusted his suspension, so he lowered his wheel, which makes it easier to get the torque out of it. So I wouldn't say it's cheating, but he definitely had a little bit of help.
it's not realistic riding
Yeah,
scenarios.
you wouldn't ride it around like that, and you wouldn't you wouldn't race it like that. But I didn't do any adjustments to the P6.
But considering the weight difference between
Oh.
the P6 and the
Well, they don't
race,
know that.
I think that it is very. I think it's very impressive what the P6 can get close to, considering Blitz is a 70-something pound wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very
The
torquey.
P6 is not meant to be the fastest 0 to 30 wheel by any means.
No. That's and that's also the hardest I've ever leaned off of any wheel.
Yeah.
So it's got some torque.
Can we send Zach to bed?
Yes, we've tested the P6 on the track. B-Trans says, "Wake up, Zach."
I'm falling asleep to these questions.
We need better questions, guys.
We have 5 more minutes, so slam your questions now. Get them in before we turn off the stream. The wheel sounds better and better. Thanks, Albert, Max, Brian, and Zach. Zach Attack, for all your hard work in getting the P6 ready for the community. Again, I'm very appreciative for InMotion to be able to get input from riders that can push the limits, because I think just in a day of us being here has made a big impact on the P6 development.
Max is hiding his name.
I'm not hiding it. I'm not hiding it, Turbo. I'm just. Here you go. Fine. Here you go, Turbo.
Blitz Pro.
What's the range when smashing? That's hard. It's kind of hard to say. We haven't. We're gonna do some range tests later on this trip. Albert, did you test the wheel at all? He has, maybe not to its absolute limits because we have the racers here.
Yeah.
What's the range?
I mean, like my testing limit is like Zach's chilling limit. So I think letting Zach do the testing would push the wheel harder and easier to find more bugs or more areas of improvement. Like if this is like, InMotion engineer testing, and then this is like Albert testing, and then this is like them testing.
Work days.
We're not too sure on the price or the distribution channels because it's not part of our wheelhouse. So
Soccer field.
Yeah, what? Soccer field?
the trolley handle is, I'd say, pretty tall. Usually, honestly, like with the suspension height and everything, like I just typically don't even bother with the trolley handle. I just push it around with the other handles and whatnot. I don't know if I've actually used the trolley handle that much.
I try to use it just to see it. I can't even justify pulling it out. It's like
Yeah.
I'd rather just grab the top and push it around.
Or just ride it.
Or yeah.
Yeah. Like we just ride it everywhere, like in the office, in the mall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As we're waiting for a few questions, I do want to put in my concluding thoughts. And people might call me biased, but I do think that this unicycle is something truly special and is almost like a new mark and evolution of EUCs. There's certain wheels that has made certain leaps and bounds throughout the years. Like when we got I would say Begode Master was one of them, where we got a high performance suspension wheel, and we got throughout times there's always been a unicycle that has defined a mark in history, and this might be a high praise coming from me, but I am just excited for everyone to be able to get the chance to ride this wheel. I do want to be able to travel with demo units to different cities and places so people can try them at earliest point. So we will have them at Electrify Expos. So definitely, if you have a Electrify Expo near you, please come out and come check out our booth. Y'all skipped 30 Primo, ask us the question. You have 2 minutes. Just ask what question that we skipped, because we're trying to hit all the questions that we can. Naturally, we can't answer every single question. Is that a Vivo or Oppo, Albert? You mean both?
This one's an Oppo.
The camera that's pointing at Max and Zach is a Vivo, and he's holding an Oppo in his hand.
And Max got a Huawei.
I bought a Huawei.
And Zach's gonna buy an Honor.
Primo, you got one question. You can just put in your question right now. You got a minute left.
Beautiful phone.
No, show me. Yeah.
Ooh. So cool. I'm now like Albert. I have 2 phones.
Yes, we are trying to see if we can get the P6 to New York. We're trying our darnest to do it.
I gave Primo the opportunity to ask the question that he said we missed, and he says he's too lazy to ask another one. We will wait for Lenzy to answer our questions. Okay, so you missed your chance, Primo. Stanley, I'm here for you, buddy. All right.
Zach keeps staring at my soul.
Show Scott says have fun and stay safe the rest of the trip, gang. See you guys back in the States. I look forward to seeing you again soon, show. Turbo talking trash on New York. Okay, well, I think that is all, guys. Yeah, that's a wrap.
Let's go eat some food.
Yeah, thanks for tuning into our live stream. We appreciate all the questions that you guys asked. Stay tuned for more information to be released by InMotion as far as more of the exciting specs and teasers to come. Release date will be October 11th. You can also tune into InMotionWorld.com to see any kind of developments or teasers being released there. All right, you guys want to shout out your social medias?
Yeah, you should.
I'm Max_Peeves, P-E-V-S, on Instagram.
Zach?
You can find me on the Instagrams and the Facebooks, Zach Darnell or EUC Zach. Also check out introtospeed.com and EUC Racing League to find out the newest and latest events coming up, and photo archives. There's an interactive map to see where communities are, so if you want to do road trips, you can see where the community is. And
Check out the website.
just check out the website. It's really cool. I can spend a good amount of time talking about the details. A lot of cool people are behind it, and I'll pass the spatula to you.
All right.
I'm two sales, one pack.
The channel that it's streaming on.
The other thing I just want to add to Zach is in October there are a lot of events, EUC related events. There's AMPed, AVS, and TEF1. So if you are in those areas or you're going to travel to those areas, those are great events to go to. Meet some people, get involved, learn more skills, you know. The race events are a lot of fun. And look out for Brian's socials for more content.
Yeah, so my Instagram is Beerai, that is spelled Beeraii. I've been posting on my story as well as posting some reels of our P6 content. And my YouTube channel is the same username with an extra I, and I will be posting a YouTube video of our destruction testing as well as some of our track footage and other content that if I have the time to edit up. So yeah, you can find us there. And
I think there was actually one comment now that you mentioned that is that like a lot of people are asking like why don't we release full videos and just releasing shorts, and it's literally just because we don't have much time to edit.
yeah,
Like we're literally testing and having fun and riding these wheels, and then we get home and like the last thing I do before bed is whip up a short just to like show you guys a piece of what we're doing.
Prove that we're doing something. Prove that we're doing something.
the YouTube video I edited probably took like 10 to 12 hours to edit because I had to, cut a lot of the information that mainly some like voltage and different things that InMotion doesn't want released right now. So please check out that video once it is released.
Thank you again for everyone tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.